Steve. Let me know when you're good to go.
Quick voice check, please, David.
Testing 1, 2. David Crisafulli. Good afternoon all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Good.
Well, that's job done, jab done for me, and I just want to encourage people to do the same. When you get the opportunity, please do it. This is our ticket to freedom. It's our ticket to a better life. It's our ticket to returning to normality. It's our ticket to Queensland's economy and families rehealing. And I just can't stress enough the importance right now for everybody when you get the chance to get it done. The state is yearning for it, and I just want people to understand that it's your civic duty. And if you can do it, I hope in some way I'm able to show a little bit of leadership. But I know that Queenslanders are up to it, and I'm looking forward to seeing many more vaccinated and to see us return on that journey to normality. Jared's here with me today.
Well, thanks, David. Look, as the Leader of the Opposition said, the vaccination ticket he just got is our ticket to freedom. But Premier Palaszczuk thinks it's her ticket to Tokyo. That's what she's using her card for yesterday. I've just got to say, I've watched the Premier over the last 2 months. It's an absolute joke and debacle and basket case, and where the Queensland community are looking for stability and guidance, they've got nothing of that by the Premier and her flip-flopping at different positions on the COVID vaccination. The fact is this, and this is based on Queensland Health website, the Premier who occupies the Premier's seat could have been vaccinated for the COVID months ago. At the beginning of May, she could have been vaccinated. She could have had the flu jab before that. In fact, there was a nurse in her office giving public servants the flu jab. There was a nurse at Parliament House giving people the flu jab. The flu jab could have happened months ago. So we've got a situation now, we had the Premier could have got the vaccination, she didn't. She prioritised the flu jab before the COVID vaccination, despite telling all Queenslanders that it's a priority and it's the only way we can get back to any sense of normality is go and get the COVID jab. She refused to do that, prioritised the flu jab. Then we see the Premier yesterday doing quite a bizarre tweet announcing to the public that the reason she was getting the Pfizer vaccination, which she wasn't entitled to, was because she might have to go to Tokyo. Like, seriously, the jet-setting Anna Premier wants to go to Tokyo. That's why she's getting the Pfizer jab, despite the fact telling everyone else who is not eligible for the Pfizer jab to go and get the AstraZeneca jab, which she didn't do. And then, yesterday, again, after all that and the questioning of the media, she now comes up with the excuse she got bitten by her puppy dog. For goodness sake, this is more of a case of dog ate my homework. The excuses are never ending with the Premier. The reality is she should have got the COVID jab months ago. She didn't. I suspect she didn't want the AstraZeneca jab, and she has used every excuse in the book not to get the AstraZeneca jab by telling everyone else to go and get it across Queensland. She's delayed, and now when Queenslanders are still stuck at home, international travel is banned, the Premier prioritises the Pfizer jab so she can jet set to Tokyo and watch the Olympic Games. It's a disgrace, and the public are losing confidence. That's why the Leader of the Opposition got his jab today. He got it when he was eligible. He applied online. I'll get my jab as soon as I'm eligible to do it. That's what the Queensland community expect from their leaders.
Why do you think she didn't want to get
I have no idea. You'll have to ask her that. Well, look, that's in the media. Who knows what was going through the Premier's mind? But to come up yesterday and make excuses of and think that Queenslanders would be happy for you to get the Pfizer jab just so you can fly to Tokyo, and then come up with an excuse that she got bitten by a puppy dog. The only people biting and chewing at the heels of the Premier is Cameron Dick and Stephen Miles. They want a job, we know that. They're the only puppy dogs doing any biting at the moment because, of course, she used the excuse she had to go get a tetanus shot.
You don't think it's fair for a Premier chasing Olympic Games to go to Tokyo?
I think it's not fair for Queenslanders to be stuck on home soil and for the Premier to have one set of rules for herself. Why is it okay for the Premier to fly to Tokyo to watch the Olympic Games and not anyone else? That's what this is about. It's one set of rules for the Premier and one set of rules for everyone else. The Premier could have been vaccinated months ago. This wouldn't have even been an issue yesterday. She then went and got a flu jab. She didn't have to get the flu jab. In fact, Queensland Health website says you should try and get the COVID jab. Plan when you're eligible for the COVID jab by getting the flu jab beforehand.
So you don't think?
Sorry?
You don't think?
I don't think she should go. I don't think she should go. She has representatives. We have Minister for Sport. We have Minister for the Olympics. The Premier, in a crisis, should be at home.
What about a situation where John Fay, for example, was Premier of New South Wales when Sydney 2000, they were all in Monte Carlo. Do you think it's a bad look for Brisbane and for Queensland if we don't have a senior person from the state there when they're announcing, when they read out Brisbane as the success?
Not at all. Not at all. Because this is... I'll use the Premier's word. We are in unprecedented times. We're in a global pandemic, Premier's words. So her priority should be at home. Her priority should be ensuring that as many Queenslanders get vaccinated as possible and sending a clear, concise and stable message that this is what you should do. Everyone should get vaccinated and the rollout should be happening far quicker than it is across Queensland at the moment. That's the priority of the Premier.
If she does go to Tokyo, the rule states you've got to go to 14 days quarantine on the way back in a government hotel. If she does go, should she do hotel quarantine for 14 days?
Absolutely, but she won't, because she'll have one set of rules for herself and one set of rules for everybody else. So the Premier, if she does go to Tokyo, should absolutely hotel quarantine for 14 days, like every other person.
Prime Minister will go and stay in the lodge for a bit.
Sorry?
Prime Minister isn't staying in a hotel.
I have the same view on any member of Parliament. The quarantine rules should apply. We're no different to Queensland. So whether it's the Prime Minister, it's the Premier of the state, the rules should apply to everyone. Because Queenslanders get a bit sick and tired when they see one set of rules for politicians and one set of rules for everyone else.
David, can we
Sure, what was that?
Are you disappointed that the Premier didn't take up the pledge to get the vaccine with you?
I am, but I never made that public from the beginning because I didn't want this to be a circus. But now that we've both had the jab, I'll paint out a timeline of how things are. I wrote to the Premier in February and I said that I thought there was a reluctance in the community to get the jab, and as a result I thought it would be the proper and prudent thing for us to do it together. I thought that would show bipartisan support. I never got a response to that. So when I was eligible, late last month, I clicked on the website like every other Queenslander and booked based on my age. Again, I would have thought that it would send a strong message had we done it together. But in absence of that, I wanted to show some leadership, and that's what today is about. It's to encourage people that when your opportunity is there, grab it. Do it for yourself, do it for your family, do it for your state. It's the only way that we are going to get back to some sort of normality. And that's not just economic normality, it's also about families reconnecting. This pandemic has put people to a level of strain that we will never witness again in our lifetime. And in time, we will see some of those health metrics, things like mental health, we will be dealing with for a generation. The vaccine is our ticket to some sort of normality again. And I just want Queenslanders to know it's the right thing to get it.
David, she was offered, along with the Olympic athletes, to get the vaccine. She offered anyone who had any reasonable potential of even going to Tokyo.
Yeah.
Was offered to get the jab with the athletes. Should she have taken that offer?
Oh, there were many opportunities, but today I want to send a message to people that they need to get the jab. And I want to make sure that people understand that it is the only ticket to freedom we have. Now, people can cast their own judgment about the reasons why the Premier wasn't vaccinated. It's up to her to explain why she wants to go overseas. All of those things are a matter for her. I just wanted to show some leadership today, and I hope that I've done it.
Do you think she should go to Tokyo?
I'll let her conduct herself in the way that she wants to, and I'll let her work out if that's the best use of her resources. But there have been opportunities for many months to get the vaccine, and I just don't want to see a delay where people are holding back. And I understand why they are, because there's mixed messages, and I wanted to clear that up today.
David, do you think we should have a major contingent on the 21st of July in Tokyo when they announce who the successful bid?
Oh, look, it's an important step for Queensland, but I'm not sure that's justification for the Premier saying that she needed to get a certain type of vaccine at a certain date. I think there were many opportunities for her to show leadership, and that's the thing that Queenslanders are talking about. Queenslanders aren't talking about whether or not the Olympic Games are coming or not coming. They're talking about vaccines at the moment. And when there are mixed messages, nobody wins. And there's been nothing but mixed messages coming from the Premier. And today I put a flag in the ground, and I hope Queenslanders look at it and say, okay, it's my turn now. Because if we do, then we can bring ourselves off the canvas and maybe get back to normality. The state should be putting forward credible suggestions about how they are going to improve hotel quarantine. And the whole debate about Wellcamp, in my mind, has missed the main point, and that is that we still haven't worked out the best way to conduct hotel quarantine. It doesn't matter if it's in Brisbane or Toowoomba or Boulia, every Queenslander matters. And I want to see a focus on improving hotel quarantine, and then they can put forward a detailed case. But that still hasn't been done.
Would you call on your federal counterparts to fix the Billa situation?
That's a matter for them.
Do you think that more needs to be done by the government?
That's a matter for them.
David, just finally, State of Origin tomorrow night. How far are we going to win by?
Oh, we'll win. There's enough of these guys in there to make sure we do. It'll be a scrap, but I tell you what, it'll feel like 80,000 people in there tomorrow. There's no doubt about it. Thanks very much.
Thanks, guys.
See you
Thanks,
later.
folks.
Thank you.
Cheers.